Good day, everybody. Friday, I believe. I'm gonna stick to that. Is it Friday? I'm pretty sure it's Friday. It's Friday. Excellent. How is everybody doing today? Um, So yesterday I said I wanted to go back. Let's go back. And then sometime last night, Hunter S. True Crime in, just regular, amazing fashion put out a very long video where they went back. And so we're gonna go through that today. If you guys haven't seen it yet, it's 2 hours and 30 minutes long, but it's everything. And the reason why I want to do that instead of doing our own thing is because they have stuff I never seen before. And some of it's just a few extra seconds of interviews, but it's interesting. So we're going to hit that. Hey, Kimber, I was able to get most of the keychains in the mail today. Jacqueline, if you're watching this or if you see a replay, I need you to send me your address. And if you did originally, please send it again. And you have to make sure you tell me who you are in like what your YouTube handle is so that I know everybody else was good. The only one that I'm pretty sure I'm missing is Jacqueline. So, like I said, if you end up seeing this, please reach out. I answered this, but yes, I will be joining Sunny. I'm not sure what time her live stream is, but I'm not going to be there right at the start. I have a time slot that I'm going to go in and join. I think it's like a marathon or something. So, which, let's be honest, that's not really weird for Sunny, but it's all good. Can't wait. Looking forward to it. Tam, good to see you. And TJ's mom. Angelina, hi everyone. My dang nurse is late on her way. Hopefully you don't miss the whole live. You won't. I hear a vehicle. That's terrible. Terrible timing. Who's here? Who cares? Sounds like the neighbor who is a menace. If I go missing, he's guilty. Marie, thank you for being here. Annabelle, good to see you. Hey, nurse and Dodie, Gaspigal. Hey, little black bear. Harley's not even barking, so yes, it's most likely the neighbor. Mm. Mm. Carol, good to see you. Angelina, how's it going? And Camille, hello everyone. Happy to be spending Friday evening with my favorite peeps. I guess it is evening for you. It's only 1:30 here. So, Mr. Hammy, thanks for joining today. Danielle, good to see you. Brett, hey, trail hiker. Women fish, good to see you. Good, he's leaving. Hey, Sailor Moon. The man is just, he's not quite right. And if I keep quiet enough and Ian's truck isn't here, he usually goes away. So, said Anastasia, good to see you. Popeye, hospital bed, I hope you're okay. Hey, Pinky. Jessie D, good to see you. Hey, Shy. And Ernestine. I am doing okay. I'm still kind of queasy. Yesterday, I wanted to do a live stream yesterday, but I woke up, actually woke up throwing up. It was terrible. I was sick yesterday and I'm still really nauseous today. So I don't know why. I don't know what's going on, but it's all good. Feeling okay right now. Donna, good to see you. Hey, Christina, Gypsy Flo, and Grey Wolf. We need answers and justice. And I'm hoping we can take all of the information that we have now and everything that we think now, and we're going back and we're watching these old interviews and stuff. We'll talk about it, and maybe our perspective has changed, you know, or maybe it'll remind us why we used to think the way we used to think. What is Streamlabs doing here? I kicked them out. Jam, good to see you. Thanks for being here. From what I understand, Sunny's marathon is with Belinda. Alexa will be joining her at some point as well. I'm not 100% sure. It's got something to do with Belinda's fundraiser. I don't have all the information. I plan on asking my questions when I'm on, and I'll I'll get to the bottom of what it's all for, and that's all I know for now. Streamlabs, you are not supposed to be here. Like, I literally removed them from my mod list. Root Strength, good to see you. Hey, Carla and Liz. I have no idea if Daniel will be joining Sunny later. Other creators, not a clue. Might just be me, Carrie. But like, honestly, I don't know. I don't know. Peace, Spice, good to see you. Don't get in trouble. Baby Monkey, hey. Bobby Joe, great hearing your voice. So Root Strength made an appearance on Hidden in the Fog, and there was had explained to me it's quite late at night and everybody was sleeping in her house, so she had to be very quiet, and it was kind of cutting in and out. But just so everybody knows, she was clarifying that what was found was confirmed not to be Jack's. I know that Susan had entered, she had put in some kind of text bubble or something, just clarifying that. But now you've heard it from me. It was not Jack's. That's why Root Strength went up there to clarify that. And unfortunately, the sound wasn't that great. So it does sound like she said it was Jack's, but when in fact it was not. So, hi, Harley. Are you being a good boy? Do you have flea tick treatment on? Yes, he does. Um, he doesn't really go far. He doesn't go into the woods. He goes because we have two driveways and then an area that you have to drive around to go into lay down, and he stays on the beaten path. He doesn't go into the woods very often. Can't say he never does because he does find his way to the creek. Uh, Lake Lady, good to see you. Don't know that I've seen you here before, but welcome in. It's too hot. I heard you guys are having some excellent weather. That's my kind of weather up there. But we're only 17 today, but still better than snow. Did Ian knock me up? Lady, I'm 52. If that were the case, no. I don't think that works anymore for me. Just saying. And plus, no. No. Absolutely not. And then she felt really bad and apologized for anything she said. She loves you very much. Baby monkey, yes, I did see that. You bet. Beat it, Streamlabs. I tried. Like, I removed them from my moderator list. I don't know what they're doing here. And, like, the wrong channel, too. You're making yourself look stupid, Streamlabs. Mustang Girl, good to see you. No one's here. All right, well, still, don't get in trouble. I'm glitching. I shouldn't be glitching. Will you stream on the same? No. No, that's not my. No. No, I'm just gonna join Sunny. This one. I'm just gonna join Sunny. I'm not gonna stream it. I cannot hear you. He loves his mud baths. Did you see the phone call with Anita? Sure did. Sure did. It's to me, and I don't know if anybody else finds it odd. It's just odd to me that if Tint recorded that, why don't we get to hear Tint's side of the conversation? Like, how did he do that? And how is it so crystal clear? It's like Anita's sitting there on her microphone and Tint is the one on the phone. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's odd. Guess who else doesn't go into the woods? 4 and a 6-year-old. Who else? You're burned? Sunscreen. Fleas were really bad last year here. Well, all over Canada and the States were bad fleas. No glitch, good. Melissa's off working. Haven't decided what's for supper yet. And oh, okay, good. Good. There, I got rid of Streamlabs. Perfect. Thank you. But that's bizarre. That's weird. So I put my Starbucks in the freezer and it's frozen. So I thought I'd bring myself a little glass of, glass of wine. I don't drink, but there's my red wine, everybody. Here's my red wine. I probably won't even drink that. Gross. Anyway, we can carry on. Carry on with the show. Hey, Mike MX. Did I stain my cabinets? No, they're brand new. Ian built these from scratch. I wish I could show you the flat pieces of wood that he created this out of, but no, I didn't stain anything. He's got this, it's kind of a raised section in the ceiling where he's got pot lights, but then surrounding that, he's got these LED lights and I can change the color of them. I don't know where the remote is at the moment, but I've got the blue one on now. It helps because if I turn this light on, it makes my screen kind of go weird. So I have to keep the light off. I turn the blue one on and I've got a really bright light here and then big window. So, and sometimes if the sun comes through, that's why sometimes I look like a ghost because it's just too bright. So, yeah. Nachos, good idea, good idea, good idea. He's very crafty. He is very talented. So my wine is a fruity. What do they call it? I don't even know. I don't even know. I had to dig for this wine glass. Um, it's a fruity Mio, whatever they call a really expensive wine. But I don't drink. I'm just kidding. It's terrible. I shouldn't poke fun. Anyways, let's do this. Where are we? Right here. So who all went and saw Hunter S. True Crime's new video? Anybody? Oh, let me just, before, Little Black Bear, I'm all over it. Look at me go, remembering all by myself. In the chat here is a link to the entire video. And I've got some timestamps that I want to go through and we'll talk about what we're seeing. And like I said, there is some not new information, just longer. And it makes me wonder who Hunter S. True Crime is because they have stuff that we haven't seen. Like I said, maybe just a few extra seconds, but it's something. It's something I think we can pay attention to. So then So my thought is once we see this, once we go through this and we hear everything that was said in these interviews, is not a no, he's not, absolutely not AI. No, 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 no. This is a person that has access. I'm just gonna leave it at that, but you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyways, if we can go back and we can listen to this stuff and then somehow try to remember everything that Daniel and Janie has said to me and to Sunny recently, can we decide what clarifications do we still need? Make sense? That that's my goal. And it could not clarify, it could do absolutely nothing to clarify anything. But it might. You never know. You never know. So that's my plan today. And then, like I said, I'll be joining us. I'm not sure what time I think her live stream is in like 2 and a bit hours. So we'll wrap up here for that. I'll have time to make supper and then I'll be back on with Sunday later. I keep doing that. I keep like reading chat and then I'll answer something without putting it up. It's terrible. He does research everything. Are you Hunter S. True Crime, Marie? Is it you? Just asking. Hmm. Have fun with that. I find it interesting that no one talks about the RCMP call and they found the pink and blue shirts on the New Glasgow Road. So a few months ago, back in November, I showed a picture of the pink shirt that was found. It's not Lily's. It was found the day of the disappearance. It was already weather beaten and sun bleached, and it looked to be way too big for Lily. So, um, blue shirt, not 100% sure. I believe Root Strength was speaking of the things that her group found during the first Please Bring Me Home search in November. And she clarified that it was confirmed that none of it belonged to Jack or Lily. So, Gavin Fish. Do you think Hunter S. True Crime is Gavin Fish? Maybe. Huh. Was what on Plunder? It's always good to go back to the early days and compare and contrast. Like if you haven't seen this, I'm just gonna get right into it, okay? Because like I said, it's only a few extra seconds of some of the interviews, but could be important. And we're gonna go with it today. So where's my first, like I said, I have written down, I'll show you. I've written down timestamps on both sides of the paper. And I also have space to write notes in case you guys have extra questions after we watch this stuff so that I can reach out to Janie and Daniel, whatever, um, and get them clarified. All right. So are we ready? Let me just make sure. What about the blue? I'm not 100% sure, but I think, I think that's what was found by Please Bring Me Home. It was confirmed to not be Jack's because I didn't hear anything about a blue shirt on the day they went missing. I knew about the pink shirt, but I mean that I don't know. It was the very first search and was by the searchers in the very first day. Mm. I don't remember hearing about a blue one. It was. Yes. Yes. Yes, I did. And I just clarified this morning with your sister that it was in fact you, this Liz Nova Scotia Strong. And it's in the mail. So Ms. Michelle, good to see you. All right. Matt is a catter. Good to see you. All right. So the first one is actually a minute in. And believe it or not, I don't want to go like exactly to 1 minute in. You guys let me know if you have a problem hearing this. Again, Hunter S. True Crime. And hey, Ben, good to see you. I thought I took your wrench away. Oh well, too bad. Too bad. You still have to moderate. You don't have to do anything, but thanks for coming, Ben. Okay, let's watch. We're watching for the 1 minute mark, and then we're gonna pause, and we might watch it again because I'd never seen it before. Okay.
A vulnerable missing persons alert, but they say there is no evidence of an abduction, so there has been no Amber Alert issued. This is a rural, densely wooded area, and so far, search conditions have been good. There was a brief shower early this afternoon. There is a sense of urgency here.
6-year-old Lilly and 4-year-old Jack Sullivan loved playing on the slide in their backyard. Now their mother, Maleha Brooks Murray, can barely look at it.
You guys recall seeing that little, I guess B-roll? I guess that's what it would be. I don't ever remember seeing that side profile before, and she looks distraught. But let's keep going because it's interesting to me. Very interesting.
Just staying as hopeful as possible. I want them home. I want to hold them. And I want them home. What happened was we woke up, I heard them playing in the next room beside us, and I was drifting in and out of sleep. And they're not the type of kids that we tell them not to go outside on their own. We always make sure that we're out there with them. And they happened to just get out that sliding door, and we can't hear it when it opens. And they were outside playing, but we weren't aware of it at the time. And the next thing we knew, it was quiet, and we get up and I tell him, my partner, Daniel, I tell him, do you hear the kids? And he says, no.
Yeah, Lilly, playing.
So yeah, everybody's saying they never saw that before. Sunny does cover Lily and Jack. She did take a break, but she is back. She's been doing live streams lately, and she'll be doing one again later today. Yep. So now I go to the next timestamp right about here. So I wanted to look at this really quickly. Daniel's eye here. I do see a very faint scar here, and I know that there is another picture on his Facebook profile, I want to say, and the scar is more pronounced than it is in this picture here. But the fact is that the picture that I'm referring to was like taken in 2022. So what are the chances that if something happened a Thursday night and he got scratched in some kind of an altercation with whoever, that it would be in the exact same spot? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know what to make of that. I don't know what to make of that. But let's um okay. Now the next one. And these, like I said, you guys go watch the entire video, 4 hours and 30 minutes. I'm going to watch this part right here, and then we're going to get into some of the perfect time to tune in, Malea's lying interview. Yes. It's all we got, though. It's all we got. Okay. Still the same channel. Yes, Mama Bear. Yeah. She's there. She just took a little break, but she's back. Okay.
911. I just had the instinct I needed to call.
What were the conditions like in the woods when you were running?
Conditions were so great. My cousin said that she constantly assessed some cases, and they said there's been over 500 different churches, and this is one of the hardest ones I've ever seen.
What makes it so difficult? Is it the thick woods or what is it?
There's this wooden plane, the elevation of the plane. I was going to push the water out my waist, and well, the whole office is just
I'm going to suggest to everybody to go and watch this, the 4 minute and 30-second mark, this audio interview. You can actually hear emotion, like he's breaking down. You can hear it, and I'm not trying to say anything. However, people say that the emotion and the tears and stuff are fake for the camera, but what exactly would be causing his emotion here? There is no camera there. Do you know what I mean? Um, I guess I could do that, but I don't think it'll pick it up. So I know it's my sound and it absolutely sucks, but let's try. All right. Well, it's the tone that I'm looking for with this one. 4 minute and 30-second mark. Like it's 2.5 hours, you guys, so I just simply cannot watch the entire thing today. This here, we get into proof that at some point in time, Malaya wanted a Amber Alert. And then I want to give my thoughts about the Amber Alert and how she was feeling back then.
Anyone, they'll talk your ear off. They will speak to anyone in a store. Everyone. They're just extremely sweet kids. I appreciate the huge search effort going on right now. But we've been pushing for an Amber Alert, which hasn't been issued. Not just that they could possibly be abducted, which it is a possibility that they could have been.
So that was on May 2nd. What changed? And so she's helping with the search. Say what you want, but she's delivering water and saying in public that they're staying hopeful. So what are you looking for in the woods? Evidence? Clues? Maybe. But here's my plea to Malaya. If you think the kids could have been abducted, if you don't think, what are the scenarios here? We know they're not in the woods, most likely, which we'll get to that in this video too, because the RCMP major crimes do not think so. I want an Amber Alert for my children. Want my babies home. My children are not shy to strangers and will go with anyone. They do not understand stranger danger. At this point, they may have been taken. Please send an Amber Alert now. That is on May 2nd. So what changed? To the point where now still we're holding out hope. We're trying to stay hopeful. We're searching in the woods. Unless you have information saying that somebody you know hurt the kids, then you gotta be posting missing persons posters. You gotta be spreading the word about your children being missing. And Ben, I did not hear about that. You should link something in the chat so that we can have a look at it later. It's crazy. We had another couple charged in the death of a child here in Nova Scotia this week for not providing the necessaries of life. Yeah. Yes, this was May 2nd. She wanted this Amber Alert right off the hop. I need to know what changed. I think someone told her there's government money for an Amber Alert. Oh, wow. Didn't Jamie state that she heard Jack and Lilly and the kids, sometime after 8:48 a.m. when she had called with brother? Yes. Janie stated that she heard Jack and Lilly not and someone. She is saying that she heard the kids playing out near the swing set. She didn't think anything of it. And then she also said that at some point the dog was barking, and then she started hearing Daniel yelling for Jack and Lilly, but she didn't get up at that point because she figured he was yelling at them to come back in the house. It wasn't, I don't know at what point she decided it was time to get up and see what was going on, but then she come out of the trailer. Malaya was standing there with Meadow on her hip. Janie asked, "What's up?" Malaya said, "Kids are missing." "How long?" 20 minutes. She went back in, got her boots, and headed up to the forts. That's what I've been told now for months, and makes me wonder. Comfortably numb, good to see you. Makes me wonder if she had at some point considered adopting out Jack and Lilly. Nothing adds up. I still feel some plan went wrong and the kids were supposed to go somewhere, but it backfired and the kids taken by creeps. It's not out of the question. So why aren't we looking far and wide for them publicly? Maybe Malaya figured out who might be responsible. Yeah, okay. And that's what I think, but where's the evidence? Because she has to not be panicking, looking for her children from coast to coast to coast to coast. You have to have some pretty hard, not even evidence, but you have to truly believe that you know what happened to not be looking for them. What changed is likely her mother talked some sense into her and she finally realized what likely happened. And you don't think it would have occurred to her, but what if we're wrong? What if they're out there somewhere? What if somebody kidnapped them? Like I said, she would have had to, and I don't know, but as a mother, you would think she would have had to have some kind of solid proof that they weren't kidnapped. I don't know. It's odd to me. Aaron, but maybe, but I don't know. As a mom, can you honestly say that though? No evidence of an abduction. It's all in the wording there. It doesn't meet the criteria for an abduction. There's no trace of them in the woods. She's remaining hopeful that the kids are out there somewhere. But yet she searches in the woods. I mean, all signs point to she believes somebody did something to the kids, right? But if that's not the case, then why isn't she posting missing persons posters, sharing the information far and wide? I just have a problem with it. I do. So then maybe, just maybe, while Malaya went outside with baby, she just missed Lilly and Jack walking off. From my understanding, and I could be wrong, my understanding is that Daniel and Malaya went outside at the same time, and Daniel ran up. They looked through the yard, and then Malaya said, "Should I call 911?" And according to the audio interview, the podcast interview, Daniel said, "Well, give me a minute." And he ran up, checked the forts. And when he came back from that, Malaya was on the line with 911. The criteria is absolutely ridiculous. She's worried about herself. At first, and still, there's no reason for us to not believe or not to think that this whole charade the first day was because they realized they fucked up. So they wanted to make sure people didn't think they were bad parents. More so than they wanted help finding them. It doesn't even sound right when it's coming out of my mouth. RCMP are bullies, especially towards poorer classes and Indigenous people. They are scared to the point that Daniel chose not to push them. Instead, he became passive. You think Daniel's passive? That's interesting. I'll be planting my onions and carrots later today here in Nova Scotia. Nice. In my opinion, she is cause of them being missing. Malia has never said specifically that she believes the children are still alive. Right. Part of this part of this video obviously has Malia's letter in it, so we'll listen to that here in a little bit. RCMP have also said there's no evidence of anything really, that there was no car activity related to the trailer and that there were boot prints and a blanket, I suppose. Hello, Tom. Good to see you. And everyone, she didn't search right. Why wasn't she in the woods with all the ticks and crap? What was wrong? She didn't want to break a nail. I don't know. I don't know. She doesn't seem the type to have really pretty nails at that point in time in her life. I don't understand why wait so long to come out of the RV and finally ask what's up. A panic yell would have made me jump up immediately. And I said that too, like it must be pretty commonplace for Daniel to be yelling for Jack and Lilly for it not to have raised an alarm. You know, it must, and to me, if there's a different tone, you're right, Lynn. There's a different tone when you're panicked, when you're scared, than if you're just yelling at somebody to come in the house. That would be a different level of anxiety, I guess, emotion behind the yelling. If her calling 911 was a mistake, did she panic over how big of a response RCMP search was and didn't think when she called 911 it would get that serious and got scared? That is the I don't even want to call it narrative, but that's the belief of people like Durwood, that it just got out of control. Like the response was so quick and so huge, that she wasn't expecting it, and now she's in too deep, and that's why it's being allowed to continue. I don't know that I hold that same opinion. In my opinion, I think Malia never spoke out regarding Jack and Lilly because she knew Daniel Martel would do it for her. There's a toll going on the 104. Hope RCMP have checked all the cars that went through it. I would hope so. And if we can remember, Daniel did on the news, on mainstream media, say that he wanted them to close the border to New Brunswick, PEI. And hopefully they were on top of it. And in an article from May 6, 2025, Daniel said Lilly peeked in the room and then went into the kitchen. He said he heard both the kids. It got quiet after a few minutes and then he went to check on them. Mm-hmm. I don't have Wi-Fi. What's going on? Daniel, in my gut doesn't feel like a horrid murderer, but I've been fooled before. Yeah. All right. Where's the next one? Amber Alert. Ooh, this next one. Probably gonna have to watch it a couple of times because of what I've seen in there. And again, you guys, go check out Hunter S. True Crime, this whole thing. It's fascinating to go back and look. But we'll watch longer sections here coming up, but these are just kind of new things that I picked out. Okay, let's listen and I'll pause and rewind it because you guys are going to be like, because I'm sure we haven't seen it before.
I just want to remain hopeful. But there's always, in a mother's mind, you're always thinking the worst. Last night was one of the worst nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them. I miss them.
Whoever saw that before? So we've heard, if we've heard it once, we've heard it 100 times that Malaya had no emotion that day. And after seeing that side profile, she looks devastated. And now here, if you watch, she says, I miss them, and watch her chest. And I think as a woman, I can relate to that where you're trying not to cry, but your body is just going to do it anyway. And so she is trying her best to hide that. So did y'all catch that? I'm going to play it again, and if you want me to slow it down, I will. This part right here, for us, I have never in my life heard the words, I miss them, come out of Malaya's mouth. This is the first time for me.
First nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them. I miss them.
Police say this.
Just Ducky. Exactly. Why would they edit that out? And now did Contreras to come get it. Heh? Anyways, did y'all catch that? In the side profile, to me, she looks zoned more like, what have we done? I don't know about that. I mean, perspectives, right? We're looking at the same stuff. The photo of Malaya on back patio, there is a dismantled white crib, and it looks like a crib mattress on the ground. Did baby M really sleep in a crib? I don't know. How what? It's interesting. The Facebook post that's on the screen is how you would expect a mother to react. And then a day later, she leaves and doesn't say anything anymore. She realized what happened on May 3rd a.m. Yeah, but how strong was her belief, and what made it so strong that allowed her to leave and never look back and never go search for her kids? You know what I mean? Even if there was a slight question, if a stranger got the kids or something else happened, why is she? Why? I don't get it. Terrible. Anyways, did you guys catch that? She is devastated because she knows they are no longer alive. Apparently, the reporter said they had to stop filming constantly because Malaya was too upset to talk. Hmm. Hmm. Did we all see that? So this is May 2nd or sorry, May 3rd. So we have to go back with everything that we've heard that Malaya was flat, no emotion. That there's emotion. That there, I miss them. Never heard that before. Out of her mouth. Never heard that before. Yeah, we got the letter. Not the same thing. Not the same thing. This here, and as silly as it may sound to you guys, this here makes me want to hear more from Malaya. Because, maybe she really did give a shit. It's not no emotion. So, one more time, just for good measure, like I said, please watch your chest because that swallowing, that gulping, and you're just crying anyways. It's there. You can see it clear as day.
First nights because I didn't have them in their beds. And I don't want to go through that another night without them. I miss them.
Police say the search.
You you don't see emotion. You see fear. I don't know. Maybe she realized the seriousness, scared shitless. Baby monkey, fear is an emotion. It is. The tears in her eyes, that's real. Where does the emotion come from? And I've said it even about Daniel, okay? I don't think that any bit of the emotion that we've seen out of Daniel has been fake or put on for the cameras. The difference is between me and the other people that say that's fake is I'm not saying that it's real emotion because he's so upset and worried about the kids. I don't know that. Emotion comes from all different experiences and feelings, right? That's what emotions are. So when he's talking about Jack, and I'm not saying anything, but I know certain channels say, well, he gets emotional as soon as Jack's name is mentioned. As soon as he talks about Jack, he gets emotional. And, you know, he puts his fingers in his eyes and he makes them water and just, to me, stupid shit. But I think the emotion is real, but that doesn't mean that that emotion is coming from a place of fear and anxiety because I don't know where Jack is. That could come from a place where I know exactly what happened to Jack and I'm devastated about it. I'm not saying that's the fact, but emotions are emotions. So to me, my point is it's real emotion. First time I seen it on Malaya, really truly, and maybe I'm just been in a closet or under a rock or something. This is the first time I've seen emotion out of Malaya from May 3rd. And I'm happy that I see it finally because now she's not just this fictional character in this terrible story of a mother who left the property where her kids went missing and never ever went back. I just right. What did Angus say? With Malaya's side pointing fingers at Daniel, are we to assume that her original statement given on May 2nd was a lie? They all heard the kids that morning. I don't think, to me, like if you're asking me, Angus, no, I don't. I think that's when we probably got the most truthful information before they had a chance to really think about it. I don't know. He's lying about something and he thinks he got away with it? Maybe. We haven't even started on Daniel yet because there's some new stuff. Not a whole lot, but some new stuff as well. Do you really think Malay is terrified, scared, fearful? Could be. All I'm saying is those are real emotions. She said the words that I've just been really wanting to hear for a year, that she misses her kids. I don't know. Like I said, maybe that makes me naive. I don't know. Janie and Malaya might not know anything other than they were both supposed to say they heard the kids that morning, but why continue the lie? I don't get it. I see defeat, I hear grief like it's already done and over, no sense of urgency. Agreed, Bonnie. Agreed. She does appear broken, but why go silent for so many months? I don't see the end. The other Bonnie, I agree. There's no urgency. There's no like complete fear and panic in there. It's grief. It's real. To me, it's just sadness. I don't want to go through that. Corrects herself and says another night without them. Gone through what? Something horrible. Last night was one of the worst nights. I haven't seen you here before, unless you've changed your name. Yonkers Honker. Love that. Daniel's a liar too. He says he doesn't go on YouTube. Well, we all know that's a lie. How could they blame Daniel alone then? No time that morning after they all heard the kids. Doesn't make sense, does it? So, like I said, either they have to have some kind of solid belief or Malaya knows that they weren't heard that morning because that would have given them all night long, Daniel or whoever, all night long to cover it up. Because I will never believe that they're covering for each other to this day, not with everything else that's gone on, you know. But I don't know. I don't know. Who said strange? I can't see. I just seen something. Somebody said strange. You haven't seen that. Something else? Yeah, maybe. But how can she be so sure that she is confident enough to not look for the kids? I don't know. Make that make sense. As a mother, we always think the worst. No, ma'am, we're terrified something is happening to our children and we love them so much and we have hope. And we search desperately. We plead for anybody and everybody to help. If they are lying, then what is more likely that she is lying to cover for him or that he is lying to cover for her? I think y'all know what I think of that. Like, at what point, where's their boundaries then? Is it after the baby gets taken by CPS, alleged false information or accusations to CPS? Is it after the charges? I just don't know who would still be protecting either one of them at this point. She changed her relationship status, yes, to single the day after her kids went missing and deleted pictures off her Facebook. I personally don't see a grieving mother. That was a woman moving on. It's been shown over and over, but it's the last 3 seconds where she says she misses them, and I had never seen it either. That's right. And she misses them, and then she's trying to hold it in, but you can see her chest kind of almost hiccup the way that happens when you want to cry, but you're trying not to. You see it. Why continue to lie? To save a son to prison? To not lose a daughter to CPS? Maybe continuing the lie was only to hold on to the hope of getting Jack and Lily back. What about now? Why are we still lying then, if that's the case? After a year, your mind has not changed? Oh, good. Malia was getting drunk, and alcohol is a truth serum. She would have said something by now. I've heard that, yeah. He would lie to cover for her, I feel. If she remained with him, then maybe. But she left and became single. You wouldn't. He wouldn't, you mean. I agree. Um, I don't think that I would. I would be too concerned with where my kids are. I don't know. The only way they will get the truth is have Malaya, Janie, and Daniel in a room face to face for as long as it takes for one of them to snap and break. Malaya at least needed to stay in contact with Daniel to communicate about Jack and Lily. I can't believe she cut off total contact almost immediately. It's bizarre. In Lynn's opinion, we search, we stay, and search, and let moms and grandmas watch the baby while I search. I think we would all act differently. But again, a lot of us, thank God, cannot relate. So there is some evidence to suggest he may be covering for her. Comments he has made about worrying about her mental state, the RCMP charging him in hopes he may rat, him defending her. I get it. I just don't agree with it. That's not what I think. So if Danny had real emotion, why peek under his hand to see if the interviewer was buying it. Do you know that's why he was peeking? Let's continue. What's the next one? Himalaya. So we go 828. Let's continue. And this one's going to be a little bit longer.
Slippery footing's not the greatest. It's the water's it's not the best, but they're still trudging through and they're still working hard at doing the job that they have to do.
Since the Friday morning, when we noticed that the children were gone, immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as it could, and waited for the police to get there. Searched all their play areas where they would play, like around the yard when I'm there. They have a little cabin that we made. Search that.
Sorry, you guys. Have you guys seen this specific part before?
Then that's when I jumped in the car, did all the areas around, all the dirt roads.
RCMP have been focusing on a 3.5-kilometer radius from.
Immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as it could, and waited for the police to get there. Searched all their play areas where they would play, like around the yard when I'm there. They have a little cabin that we made. Search that. Then that's when I jumped in the car, did all the areas around, all the dirt roads.
RCMP have been focusing on a 3.
So you guys have seen that before when he's talking about the play areas and stuff. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Like I said, it's only an added few seconds on some of these media interviews. Very interesting. Very interesting. This one, let me see, New Daniel to 925. Right, so we're gonna watch just for a few minutes to carry on. You have seen that before, Seaweed? Where the hell have I been? But okay. And yeah, totally, Bonnie. I don't think he's faking. Cool. I agree with you. He is completely out of his mind there. Yeah. So no, Jesse, right? The 5 seconds at the end. I say no. I've never seen it before. I'll back up one more time and just let it play out. Just 1 sec. It's old but held for about 11 months. Right. Like I know that it was held, but I haven't seen that little piece at the very end. On drugs for sure, maybe, and like it or not, seems to me to be panicked. Now, panicked over what? I don't know. So let's watch it one more time, and it's going to be a little bit longer this time.
Since the Friday morning, when we noticed that the children were gone, immediately jumped in the vehicle, surveyed all the areas, many dirt roads, many culverts as it could, and waited for the police to get there. Searched all their play areas where they would play, like around the yard when I'm there. They have a little cabin that we made. Search that. Then that's when I jumped in the car, did all the areas around, all the dirt roads.
RCMP have been focusing on a 3.5-kilometer radius from where the children were last seen, but that search zone expanded today further into the thick woods. Their stepfather, Daniel Martel, spends every evening conducting his own search.
As soon as I seen they were missing, I jumped right in the vehicle and I did every dirt road and searched every culvert.
Martel believes they were only gone for about 20 minutes before he and their mother noticed they were missing.
The very first day I wasn't around very much because I was just searching. I was running through the woods, screaming their name till my throat hurt.
Martel says the only concrete clue so far is a boot print found near the backyard of the property.
I know they took their boots. That's pink boots for Lily, blue boots for Jack, with dinosaurs on them. Lily had her backpack with white, and it was white strawberries on it. I imagine now if they're in the woods that it'd be probably brown, but I don't see them carrying their backpack. I don't see them keeping a pull-up on for that long after it got soaked from the very first day. We only found the 2 boot tracks outside of the house.
Whereabouts?
Right beside the house, probably 10 feet away from the backyard.
In the backyard, okay.
Nothing new, other than the helicopters still in the air. And they had dogs. They took around the dogs today. And as of last night, they had 8 more drones going up and infrared. I urge the public to come out if you have anything, come out as fast as possible and get it to any detachment or any police service that you have available to get to talk to.
Martel and the children's mother have been in a relationship for 3 years now. Malaya Brooks Murray told CTV News she's still holding out hope Jack and Lilly will be found. She is now staying with family outside the county, and Martel says she hasn't spoken to him since. Martel is worried the children have been abducted.
And Jack, awesome kids, very, very kind. They'll talk to anyone. They want to go with anyone. They're just looking to have as much fun as they can. Jack just absolutely loves bugs, dinosaurs, and anything like that. But Lily loves girly things, but she also loves doing everything with Jack, bugs. They're like best friends, not just brother and sister. They hate being wet and cold, so they immediately would have came right back into the house. The only 2 prints are right beside the house facing the road, and then that's it. We were searching. We covered everywhere possible. Even in the first day, we did. Even with me running through the woods, I was ahead of the helicopters and ahead of the drones and stuff like that. Screaming as loud as I can, just until my throat hurt. Running through water that was up to my waist. And as soon as I got back, I wasn't allowed back in the woods until a man dressed in military outfit said I could go back into the woods. Hardly any evidence at all since the first day. It's mind-boggling that nothing else was found. Just waiting and waiting for him to come home.
According to
Yeah, so let's chat for a minute or two. Kimberly, you don't see no emotion? I mean, I did. Extremely skinny. He does not look well. I don't remember anybody ever mentioning Jack's backpack going with him. So I don't know what the big deal is there. He looks like a 3-day bender in my self-destruction phase, leaving a man exactly like him. I'll always stay with Malaya until proven otherwise. These types of men are so smart at what they are doing. I mean, I'm with you. I am. But again, it would take something pretty solid to make me not publicly search for my kids. Like, yeah, me too. About the pull up, he wouldn't be still wearing it, been soaking wet from the first day. Backpack would have been brown. Didn't sit right with me either. You can't say the kids were clean with the information we have. You can't say the kids were clean with the information we have now. Wow. I don't know. I don't know what that means. I think Malaya doesn't speak because she wouldn't be able to keep up like Daniel has. I don't believe either. I've said it a million times that at this point, I do not blame Malaya for not coming out and speaking. YouTube, mainstream media, nowhere is she speaking. Not even on her Facebook to post missing persons posters. Don't blame her, but from the beginning, I don't get it. What comments? I hope you all never experience addiction because this isn't it. If you think it is, I hate to see how you treat your neighbors who are struggling. We are getting a glimpse at people on what is most probably the very worst day of their lives. Do you think? That's how I try to look at it. Who's that? Probably took beta blockers to fool lie detectors. It's not science, it's biology. Why does he say 10 feet from the backyard when it was in front of Janie's trailer? Maybe it's 10 feet from that backyard to the front of Janie's trailer. But interesting that the boot print was found right exactly where she was raking the night before. I saw that today too. in this, which you guys are going to have to go back and watch because I didn't timestamp any of that. But interesting. I have to agree either way, Belinda. When Malaya left the property, Malaya knew Jack and Lily were gone, weren't coming back, I believe is the words Belinda used. High as fuck. Malaya speaks, just not on YouTube, and she never will. Like I said, where does she speak? No, she doesn't. And I don't blame her for not doing YouTube. I don't blame her. Not at all. He goes from saying how fun and kind they were to saying they were violent, and later they are aggressive with each other, is what he said. If my neighbors were addicts and had kids, I'd be calling CPS every single day. That's how I would treat them. There. I think he was exhausted in those first date interviews. You wouldn't sleep, eat, etc. And I believe this interview was Sunday. Where was the water? He was up to his waist. Not sure. Is this it? Maybe? Not sure, but he did clarify. I don't know if it was on a live stream or where, but he clarified for me that he was wearing splash pants. Like, you know, whatever you wear when you're river fishing or whatever. Go through a proxy, therefore, may not be what she is saying. For all we know, and I'm not trying to throw shade here, but it's true. For all we know, it's still Cheryl telling whoever that Malaya said this and Malaya said that. We did see her pop up in a live chat one time, and I think one comment. So. Damien? Rob? Hey Marie, good to see you. In my opinion, whatever happened was accidental, so they are definitely devastated, but they are also culpable somehow, and therefore will do and say anything to avoid prison. Hey Bonnie, another Bonnie. Hello everyone. I likely missed a lot, but I'll watch the first, and I will post the link to this again. I should have pinned it, damn it. Where's the next one? Never mind. Where's the next one? Oh, this was interesting to me. Not that I haven't seen it before, but just kind of a reminder. I don't remember seeing this fella. And then it goes into the forts in the woods. And then we'll jump ahead quite a bit.
Searchers. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be coordinated, and I can't just go running through the woods. I want to, but I just can't right now because the searchers are so far out.
Exhaustion and optimism, right? We want to bring these two children home to their parents. We've got people who've been here since day one, since the first time the call came in. So they're tired and they're optimistic. They have one job. This is all search and rescue does, is they try to bring people home safely. They're sacrificing their personal lives. They're sacrificing a lot to be here to try to help this family out, to bring these two children home.
Now, RCMP Search and Rescue are still working under the assumption that the 4 and the 6-year-old wandered away from the home in Lansdowne, just south of New Glasgow on Friday morning. And as you walk into the woods, there's a little, kind of a tree fort, a little lean-to, and that's where the kids would play. And the family around there say they find it very hard to believe that, given how thick the brush is on some of the steep banks around that area, and just the difficulty moving around if you sort of leave that trail, how difficult they find it to believe that they could have gone anywhere deeper than that into the woods.
So I wonder, was that the water bottle that was talked about? The one that was inside that second fort there? Probably. But it's interesting to me to notice that the reporter was able to fairly easily walk up to these forts, right? But you go beyond that, and then that's when you get all the tree fall and stuff from, was it Hurricane Fiona? Can't remember at the moment, but yeah, just interesting to me. And I don't remember seeing that one's staff sergeant before. But again, these could be interviews that were played locally and that we didn't get to see um, all the way across the country. That's nice. Love you too. Hmm. I think Daniel is feeling it. He had a family of 5 and now only him. He actually says family of 7 because he was including his biological children uh, who he can't see anymore either. They were both acting guilty. Can't figure out why they can't get them to talk and just tell the truth. Me either, Bonnie. And it makes me wonder, do the RCMP think that they're telling the truth? Have they tried to disprove anything that they've said and they can't do it? Is that possible? But if that's possible, then where does that leave us? Stranger abduction. I don't know. It's just bad for me. Other than she knew what happened after to coming to all the missing days. I don't know what you're talking about. She has a lawyer. It's a family lawyer, but you're right. She should. And we've been saying that, haven't we, Mr. Hemme? Since June? July? If she doesn't want to talk, we get it, but her lawyer could put out a statement. Coulda. Daniel should have shut the fuck up too. He had kids, his parents had custody, but you can't judge unless you know. You heard shit on YouTube, for Christ. He isn't high. Walk on your nearest town, you'll find an addict. Jem, these are opinions that are being shared. I haven't seen anything that's been completely disrespectful. Daniel is fully aware of what people think. Never ever going to shut down what people believe. So, although you don't believe that Daniel was high or was an addict, other people do, and that is based on Daniel's own words back then. So they're entitled to think that way. And there's nothing to prove otherwise. So we could just be nice about it, you know. I think we can all agree that he's clean now. I think that we can all agree that he's in a much better place mentally now. I don't know. That's just my opinion. Because when you look at that first video, those first few days, he did look thin. He did look gaunt. His appearance was unwell. He did not look normal at all. Was it from drugs? I don't know. Was it from panic, worry, lack of sleep? I don't know. But we saw it with our own eyes. Perception, though. You might see worry where somebody else could see drugs. So it is what it is. I don't think they were the best parents to either of the kids, but I don't think Daniel had anything to do with it because he talks about them in present tense. Malaya spoke about them in the past. I don't think that, like I said, and a lot of people say it, that if Malaya or if Cindy or if Daniel or Janie ever refers to the kids in any of these interviews in the past tense, it could literally just be simply because they are not there anymore. You know? So as much as I would love to pin some kind of evidentiary statement on that, I just can't. I have heard recently that there are hamsters there. Malia is the smartest of them all. She sees all the hate and bullying that Janie and Daniel endure, so she keeps herself out of the light. Yeah. Daniel's other kids are with his ex-wife, and no, he does not see them. Have a great day, baby monkey. You don't have to be supportive to be respectful. You don't have to leave because we're not sitting here attacking them. It's up to you though. Just I mean, this whole case and looking back, it can drum up some really strong emotions, but just keep it in check. Honestly understand that you weren't there and you're entitled to your opinion on based on what you're seeing and what you've heard. But we want to, the only way we can get through all the bullshit is to be nice to each other. Work as a team to sort it out. In my opinion, no need to stage something or have someone grab the kids. All she had to do was leave with them. She proved she could leave with Meadow, right? And Meadow was Daniel's child. So you're completely right, Trail Hiker. Thank you, Ben. There's the link, guys. In my opinion, I believe either Malaya knows where the kids are because she removed them off the property, or Jack and Lily wandered off that property and picked up by a stranger. You know what? I think I'm in alignment with 90% of that statement. I wonder, had they ever got up and went outside like they believe happened this day, or was this the first time as if... So Bonnie, I've asked that, and according to them, they say no, they don't do that. They don't normally do that. It's odd. It's odd. It would surprise me if they believed their stories. But if you can't disprove something or prove something is a lie, what are they supposed to do about it? Oh God, he absolutely is. Huh. He thinks drones are following him and protecting him. He does. He sure does. They were kept out of school since they left there Monday. I wonder if something serious happened that night, something incriminating, preventing them from going to the doctor or hospital. Yeah. I don't know. But Janie said she'd have to text Malaya to let her know they were out. That's true. That's true too. She says she heard the kids, but she didn't get up. All right. Oh, this next one is the major crimes people. Let's listen to this.
Terms of part when we talk about scaling back, that could be another option that we now look at using. And getting back to that point, I mean, that decision was made based on a lot of factors. And if we thought they were alive right now, we'd still be out there.
Wondering if you can clarify, we heard major crime has been involved Sunday, is that correct?
Saturday morning.
Saturday, okay. Do you leave the children from that foul play?
Do you want to talk?
Again, I'm not going to comment on specifics of the investigation. We're going to continue on. And when we get to a point that we've got information that we're able to make any decisions that are able to be public, we'll let you know at that time. But right now, I'm not going to comment on specifics.
So, but if you don't believe the children are alive?
No, based on the experts and the review of the facts, the inclement weather, the timeframes and their age, the likelihood that they're alive right now is very low.
So he didn't say he didn't believe that they were not in the woods, just that they're not alive, right? So do you take anything from that at all? Like very low. You don't think the children are alive, and he said straight up no. So we've got 26. Let's continue.
Year-old Jack Sullivan missing 6 days now. Their stepfather getting an update from RCMP officers. It's news he says he knew was coming, but didn't want to hear. Police are scaling back the search and rescue of the siblings, with hope dwindling.
Breaks my heart.
The two kids' stepfather says they went missing last Friday, wandering from home while the parents slept in another room. Since the kids went missing, their stepfather says he's hardly had any contact with their mother. She took their 1-year-old to stay with her mother after a fight between the families broke out. He says people accuse him of being involved in the children's disappearance. When contacted, the mother and her family only told CBC News police advised them not to speak to media.
I'm absolutely exhausted at this point after going through 6 days of virtual hell. It's absolutely crazy. So I'm just fighting for Lily and Jack.
It's bizarre. If you ask me what was bizarre, I think in this case, two with this particular family, two are gone.
They'll go on the balance of probabilities based on the area that we fully searched with a lot of people. We can't find any evidence, be it a backpack, a shoe, or whatever. We can't find the kids. If you can't find them, that somebody has to say enough is enough right now for searching those areas. So now we move to where? There's only one other option. On nefarious take to this. In other words, a criminal type thing. They gave you a clue when they said no abduction. That's a big statement to make at this early in the game.
You said they're flying in someone to do a polygraph test?
Mr. Dress Up. That's funny, Mr. Hemming. He does look like it. He absolutely does. But he's right. And I said that. Like, why no abduction? That's huge. It is massive. No evidence of an abduction is one thing. But when the public hears they weren't abducted, the RCMP don't think they were abducted, that's a different narrative to allow it to continue if it's still on the table that they could have been. Do you know what I mean? Probably not, because I way overthink this stuff. But if I was an officer and I realized that the mass majority of the public thinks that the RCMP believe that they weren't abducted based on a statement that was actually, we have no evidence of an abduction. The criteria hasn't been met for an Amber Alert. And that makes the public believe that they were not abducted, but it's still possible. I'm going to get in front of the camera. I'm going to clarify that. No. We still need people looking out for these kids. You know, they're still vulnerable persons. They're still missing. They could be anywhere. What we're saying is that if they're in the woods, they're no longer alive. Probably. That should have happened. Isn't that the way, Angelina? For a lot of us, we're obsessed and we're starving for information. We watch stuff and we watch it over and over and over and over again. Over again. To the point where we just don't know what to think. And when I started this whole thing, I didn't want to confuse myself as badly as I have, because obviously my attitude has changed a little bit. But I thought collectively we could figure this out. So I apologize to everybody for bringing up these questions, but it's important, in my opinion. It's important. Ernestine, Charmaine listens to us and doesn't put us down. We need to be respectful of each other's ideas and thoughts. Like, why not? If, like, for example, if Jam thinks completely differently than I can still have a conversation with Jam to the Jam. As long as I'm not being called a fucking idiot or, the other beautiful things that I've been called by other people, I'll talk to anybody. I'll hear anybody out. But the fact is we weren't there, so you're free to believe whatever you want. As long as we can agree that we weren't there and anything is possible at this point, you know. There's his court outfit. That's funny. Where the hell are these poor kids? I don't know. What are the possibilities? Looked safely into a bed in New Brunswick. Shipped to Maine or something in a sea can. Hidden with a distant family member. Not alive. In water. Buried. Those are our options. The RCMP will tell you not to give details, but not to not talk. They'd never do that in a missing persons case. Never. Not in a million years. And just like Daniel saying that, can't talk about what the kids might have been wearing because it's part of the investigation. Not if they're truly missing. And it's still a missing persons act investigation. They're still missing, presumed deceased, I assume. But that's only based on them being out in the woods, them wandering off. Probability of surviving that first night was low considering temperature and rain. Right. If they wandered into the woods. But again, 140 professional searchers, helicopters, drones, dogs. Y'all were out there, drone searcher. At least my perception is that you should know the kids never wandered off into the woods. But I don't know. He said previously that the chances of the kids in the woods are very slim. They know from day one it was criminal, and that's why they knew they were deceased. They are working on the case. I agree, but I think that they were going on the assumption that they wandered into the woods, and that's why they stayed out in the woods for 6 days with all those resources. The abductors love that. Yeah. If they were abducted, people are getting pretty comfortable that they've gotten away with it. If they were abducted, nobody is looking for them. No abduction, no walking off into the woods, no evidence. What does that leave? That leaves about 206 of us banging our head against a brick wall. Just searching desperately for any possible way that we can help figure this out. And that's why I feel like it's more important to be respectful of people than to attack other people's ideas, because anything is possible. RCMP don't offer a $150,000 reward for kids wandering into the woods. They don't tell us everything. Amen. The RCMP are idiots for saying that. Now no one is looking for them. It's okay that they say it because they said what they said and they meant every word of it, but the understanding of the mass majority of us that we ran with for the past year, they weren't abducted. Law enforcement doesn't think they were abducted. They said it, right? Really, that's not what they said. Or is it? Leads me to believe they said what they said and they meant it because they haven't come out and clarified. No. Keep looking. Share their faces. Anastasia, I hope you're feeling better. Crime Scene. Stories, good to see you. Stomach's just spinning. Must be all that wine I drank earlier. Kidding, it's like warm water with Mio. Gross. How are they so sure? That was one of the first questions that I asked Daniel in my text to him back May 2025. You don't have to tell me specifics, Daniel, but what Did they give you reasons that they've ruled out an abduction? He didn't answer. None of us thought we'd still be here. No. Gosh, no. In a lot of ways, you know, no. Maybe RCMP had a reason to say no abduction from start. Maybe they have known from day one. We don't know what proof they have. That's very true, Shannon, but they don't have any proof of anything. That's the problem. That's the message that they're sending out to the public. If Daniel and Malaya know in their hearts that they are innocent, why are they pissed off at the police, not pissed off at the police for ruling out abduction so early? Good question. Good question. I know that just going back, like in this, and you guys can go and watch this whole thing. So I'm not playing the DT stuff, but Daniel explained on the DT show what he thought, but he was sure of it. He stated it as fact. What he thought an abduction was. That means that whoever took them, the kids knew them because they were known to the kids. That means it's not an abduction, and that's factually wrong. And I did go out of my way to correct him on many of Sunny's live streams. But at that time, Daniel was thinking that Malaya, Cindy, somebody that the kids knew took them. And in his brain, he didn't think that was an abduction. But now, knowing better, having more knowledge and information, it's never too late to scream from the rooftops, to use. I'm asking these people, use your social media to share a missing persons poster. Give people hope that maybe the kids were abducted and maybe they're playing in a backyard in BC somewhere. Who knows? I don't. You think they were removed by someone? I've always believed Malaya knows exactly what happened to the kids, and very possibly Daniel too. But behind the scenes, they're kind of pointing the finger at each other. And at what point do you stop and go to major crimes and tell them what you know? Stop protecting the person that's trying to blame you or trying to have you put in jail, or you know what I mean? Where's the line? One goes down, they both go down. Well, at this point, looks like Daniel's going down anyway for other stuff. So at what point does he speak up? The most likely scenario, in my opinion, is that they are not alive and something happened likely Thursday. Run Mexico leave. He's probably doing a video. The vehicles heard by neighbors that morning point to the kids leaving the property. RCMP have never called it a criminal case. He did slip up in his last presser when he said in any criminal investigation. He did. I knew from day one we'll be here a year later. The interviews were too off, like mom acting distraught. Looks like she is grieving. If they were just lost, she wouldn't be so upset. Yeah, she would, but it would be a different upset. It would be panicked. It would be fear. It would be, looking. It would be, here, mom, hold the baby. I have to go look for Jack and Lily. For normal people, but I don't know her. How come the cadaver dogs didn't hit on anything? Where are we here? 27. I think I'm going to skip over the Haley part and go to 35, 40. Okay, I'm going to continue from here.
Several square kilometers of dense forest, marking off each area searched with a ribbon.
Countless orange and pink ribbons marking grounds covered in the search.
Absolutely heartbreaking, man. Heartbreaking, not just for me and Malay and the families, but it's heartbreaking for all of Pictou County.
Any investigation like this, they're going to start closest to the children and work their way out from the physical search perspective and from the investigation. Who had access to those children?
Pure exhaustion at this point. I mean, sadness just turns to anger because there's no answers. And I mean, I don't know if we're ever going to get answers. Bring cadaver dogs. They search for anything they can find. I want as much as they can do.
Retired RCMP dog handler of 26 years says it's baffling to him the children are still missing.
I just find it hard to believe that a 4-year-old can disappear like that. I guarantee you, if I was still working today, that'd be the thing to be racing around your mind all the time. Like, where would they have gone? Like, we have done everything. I think the last thing I read, they searched the square kilometer area, 5 kilometers. That's a big area. That's a big area, and that's meticulously searched.
More than 100 volunteers renewed the search over the long Victoria Day weekend, targeting specific areas around the road near their home.
The scenario everyone's hoping for is we bring them home. That's the main objective. It's always been that from day one. I mean, everywhere I go, people stare. It will never be enough for a lot of people online, but that's something I have to live with until, the truth makes its way out, and the truth always makes its way out.
Investigators are now asking anyone who has dash cam footage or video along Garlick Road between noon on April 28th and noon on May 2nd to contact Northeast Nova RCMP Major Crime Unit.
Martel says he has been interviewed extensively since Lilly and Jack were first reported missing. You mentioned last time we chatted that you'd offered to do a polygraph test.
That is correct.
Has that already happened?
Don't really want to hit on that, but yeah, there's that. Don't pay any attention to the polygraphs. They mean absolutely nothing, just a tool the RCMP used for body language. They could have easily lied and said they all passed. Easily. The ATV that Daniel's brother is on is really clean and no mention of Justin whatsoever. That is sus, in my opinion. Maybe, but he was also not in the court docs. So, I don't know. I suspect Daniel more than I do Malaya, and I could be completely wrong. It's scary how people can get away with things like this. They could be in here watching right now. Friggin' scary world. Whew. It scares you to think that Daniel or Malaya could be watching this right now? Sure, sorry to say, but Malaya has guilty knowledge. At the very least, Daniel too. Who is covering for who and why is something we sadly may never know. Doesn't that boggle your mind though, Ange? I do have that written down, little black bear. I didn't miss it, but I do have it written down to clarify. How could they have easily lied and said they passed when the police said they passed? It's in the court documents, so I don't think that they would lie in the court documents. But there's a section in this video. First, let's look at, and I don't know why this interested me so much. I hadn't taken time to watch it or to look at it for so long. But interesting for me, to look at, not this one. There's another one. Come on, where is it? 11602. I guess I'm just gonna have to catch it and pause it.
Didn't hear nothing, and she realized that the place was just.
This here. Can't really see because of the, subtitles or whatever, closed captioning. But does anybody remember when this drone footage was taken. This was day 2, was it not? I think it is. So I believe that boot print was found right out here where Janie said she was raking. Is that right, you guys? I don't know. So they would have. Okay, so we're the first story. They come out the sliding glass door and they close it behind them, and they didn't hear it back here. Come down the stairs, come over and play over here in the swing area where Janie heard them. And then what? Somebody had to have walked up so that no vehicle was heard and got them to go with them silently? Or did the kids walk up to the road on their own for whatever reason? What do we think? Yeah, I don't know. So the next one that I want to watch is the bit about the polygraph, because I think it raises a very good point. If we can please put the link in the chat, mods, again for this whole video, but let's watch this for a few minutes. It's the bit about the polygraphs.
99% sure. Kids got transported to the end of the driveway. They got put into a vehicle. They got transported somewhere else and shipped off to someone else.
We received a slew of documents connected to the investigation into the missing Sullivan children.
Freshly unsealed court documents detail how RCMP combed through bank records, phone data, and GPS locations.
A lot of the documents are heavily redacted. Children reported missing first at 10 a.m. by their mother, Malaya Brooks Murray. Police were at the trailer at 10:27 that day. She told the cops she believed the children had wandered away from home, but the exact time for that is redacted. Lie detector tests were administered to the mother and the stepfather on May the 12th, and both passed. An officer noted, quote, "At this point in the investigation, Jack and Lily's disappearance is not believed to be criminal in nature." More polygraphs were administered in June to the children's biological father, and he passed. But when police attempted the same test on the children's step-grandmother, they found the test ineffective. I'm quoting again. Her physiology was not suitable for analysis, and an opinion on the polygraph examination was not rendered, end quote.
Investigators wanted to know the exact whereabouts of Martel and the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, in the days leading up to the children's disappearance.
The documents say Lilly and Jack Sullivan were last seen at a local Dollarama with their mother and stepfather 1 day before they were reported missing.
Daniel Martel knew he was a likely suspect when his 2 stepchildren disappeared.
Everything from my phone, doing a polygraph exam, and just ask them to do, here you go, search everything, just do everything you can for the kids, right?
Documents reveal that as of July 16th, investigators did not believe the case was criminal. By that point, 6 polygraph tests had been done, including on both Brooks Murray and Martel. They were also done on Martel's mother, on Brooks Murray's mother and her partner, and on the children's biological father. Brooks Murray was given a polygraph in what police describe as an effort to eliminate her as a suspect in causing her children's disappearance and possible murder.
They've done a full background check as much as they could possibly do. And I mean, I'm pretty thankful for them to spend the time and spend the resources to try to figure out everything.
Although redacted, they did talk of polygraph examinations. They did specifically, in some cases, people were proven to not be deceptive, so they believed them. And in other cases, it was redacted. And so there's a little confusion about that. And a redaction doesn't mean someone has been deceptive and is guilty of anything, but it certainly may be cause for more investigation into somebody.
Extensive search on Martel's property and the surrounding 8.5 square kilometers has turned up only a few clues. One was a boot print matching Lilly's size 11 feet. Another was a pink blanket hanging from a tree found by family members of the children's mother. A piece of blanket was also seized from a garbage bin at the end of the family's driveway. Martel says it was the
So we'll get into that garbage bin in a minute. What's going on? Why do you guys think you want to throw up? What are you talking about? What you talking about? Oh, I guess I could show myself somewhere somehow. There we go. Where did we leave off? Maybe they were just asking about the weather. Oh, was it breaking up? Sorry. Oh, good. I'm glad it's good for some. Sorry, it's bad for others. Canada legal system does not recognize the lie detector test. It's a joke. It's literally just an investigative tool. That's all it is. It is not admissible in court and in the States too. They can talk about the lie detector tests in the States. I don't know if they can even talk about them here in court. Good point for those thinking Malaya doesn't know anything. It's better now. I had to go out and come back in. Weird. I did watch my replay the other day, and man, that sound sucks when Streamlabs is here. So Janie has AF or something similar. I can't remember what it's called, but it's something. The thing is, I don't believe they were only asked 5 questions. Me either. The RCMP literally said they all passed. Were truthful when answering. The only person I think that it said that they passed was Cody. Different language. Could be different people writing the reports. Anyway, let's continue about this garbage bin because this was seriously a point of argument between a lot of us back then.
same blanket, but it had been ripped apart and thrown out.
Yeah, so just touching on the subject of the blanket, I've kept pretty quiet. I have a son of my own, right? And Lily and Jack are my niece and nephew. But yeah, the subject of the blanket, it was found on a tree branch on Lansdowne Station Road in the evening of day 1. It was used, or the other part of the blanket was used for a window or a door at the home, and it was thrown out. And this one just ended up on a tree, I guess. But
Interesting. And so you guys, I understand one of you took a photograph of the blanket and took it back to Malaya for identification.
yes, Hayden and I did. Yeah.
Okay. And then she said, yeah, it is. And so you called the police who went and I guess collected it.
Yeah, no, the police were already down searching that area, but it was in such an open spot that cops were already down there and it wasn't seen earlier on. So it's just all a little mysterious, you know?
The sound there certainly sucks. What else? Quartz, Polly, just did that. Now, 142. Look at me, you guys. I have timestamps and stuff. Too bad it takes me forever to find them. But I'm learning. This one I have written down as dogs. I believe cadaver dogs. Okay, so we're gonna listen to this part.
Down, he would ignore us. He would walk away from us. He wouldn't engage in conversation, and I kept at him. I was there for Jack and Lily, and I'm still here for Jack and Lily.
The RCMP announced Friday it's bringing in cadaver dogs.
When you call cadaver dogs in this late, it's for one reason is because they are most effective when they're looking for decomposition. Two, where are they looking for decomposition and why? What information do they have that takes them to that particular position?
We know it's going to take time. We wish it'd be faster, but we have to be patient.
Daniel Martel has been asking RCMP for months to call in cadaver dogs to search for his 2 missing stepchildren. Now the time has come. RCMP say 2 dogs will come to Nova Scotia from British Columbia to conduct the specialized search.
So what does this say to you? Because I mean, they are dogs searching for human remains.
Well, I know.
Just something I saw really quickly in chat, and I'm not going to point it out, but before anybody is accused of lying or purposely putting out false information or anything like that, you need to stop and realize that you have no idea who it is you're talking about. So some people do have information that the rest of us do not, for whatever reason. So I would implore everybody to remain respectful and look at it as other people's perspectives and, maybe consider it. Just open your mind a little bit. Let's continue. This cadaver dog thing is interesting to me.
That it's going to be really hard work now that there's so much vegetation in the woods, but I'm pretty happy that they're going to be able to do it. I even hope that they bring more than 1 dog if they have access to more than 1 dog.
So what are you happy about? What do you hope this will bring?
I would just like to see maybe the social media speculation theories and accusations, maybe they're not going to stop, but slow down because at this point they're getting ridiculous.
So are you thinking that the dogs will go in there and won't find anything?
I know for 100% they won't find anything. I mean, that's probably why they waited this long to do it. It's just to keep the public informed, I guess, that they're hard at work.
Do you think it will rule things out?
Yeah, I think we'll rule a lot of things out. Rule out that the RCMP are, working hard and there's no human remains on the property.
Is there any piece of you that's preparing for the fact, like, what if they do find something?
No, because I didn't do anything. I know Malaya didn't do anything. I know my mother didn't do anything. Those are 3 people on the property. I mean, after the polygraph exams, they should have known right there. We didn't kill any of the kids, or we didn't kill the kids.
So why do you think this step is necessary?
Well, it just rules out one and brings the book a little bit closer to being closed. I mean, 1 chapter at a time.
Dogs that are trained to detect human remains were in the community on the property where the children went missing. What did they find?
Well, they did not find or signify any, identify any scent of human remains during their search. So they searched the property around the family's home. They searched the area where we found the pink blanket, the pipeline area, and the intersecting trails, and they didn't. The dogs didn't indicate on any scent of human remains during those searches.
How many days were the teams on the ground?
I believe it was around 3 days, and they searched roughly 40 kilometers of area during that time.
Did one of the handlers question the children's stepfather, Daniel Martel?
Can't comment on what was said between Mr. Martel and the dog handler. That's really not something I'm aware of or have knowledge on, and I don't have any comment there. So,
would it be common practice for a dog handler to question people who are involved in investigation?
There may be circumstances. I mean, I'm not sure that there's strict protocols on talking or not talking. I mean, when a dog handler, and maybe not protect this circumstance, but if you show up somewhere and you need to use a dog, you would probably gather some information to help you get that started. So there could be reasons for sure for PDS to be talking to somebody at the scene to get the information they need. But again, there's no solid and fast rules on that. So yeah, there may, they may talk to people.
What happens now?
Now we continue on with our investigative work. Nothing stopped from the second day.
A couple of things I would like to point out there. We know that Daniel claims to have called Major Crimes and told them about his interaction with the dog handler. So this in real time is Rob McCammon. What is he doing? Avoiding, deflecting, because he knows that there was that conversation between the dog handler and Daniel. Um, even though he is denying knowing anything about it, we know that he knew. We know that he knew. That's number one. So they're not going to say or admit to anything that they don't want to. That's just the facts. Anything else? Seems a little bit smug. You're not wrong. That's true, Ron. It's not worth fighting over. Absolutely not. Yes, and that was the other point that I wanted to bring up, that this story or this answer to the question that Rob McCammon is giving here, you will never convince me that they did not have a meeting, a plan of action, a debriefing with the dog handlers from BC to let them know about the terrain, about the area, a little bit of case background. That's just the way it happens. So when the dog handler told Daniel, no, I don't know anything about the case, I think I seen you on the news once, I call complete bullshit there. And again, this is a bunch of deflection and not answering truthfully for whatever reason. That's right. 100%. 150% agree with you. Yep. Yep. So, I mean, moral of the story here is just because it comes out of his mouth doesn't mean that's 100% accurate what he's believing or knowing, you know? So, nobody is under the belief the police are forthcoming with anything. Everything they do is a potential lawsuit. Can't blame them for operating in a culture of cover your ass. Instead of you telling me to go look it up, go watch it yourself. Well, it is the superintendent. He's Ron, you're not wrong, but you're not right either. It's kind of ambiguous because that superintendent doesn't have all the details, all the ins and outs. He knows what, he knows what briefings have been said. So we're gonna drop it, move on. Please and thank you. Now, the last one that I want to do is a little bit longer because it is Malaya's letter, and that should possibly bring up some more discussion. But what do we have here? I think Sunny goes live soon, so I'm not going to stay on for a whole lot longer, maybe another half hour or so. But yeah, Malaya's letter coming right up, 151. And then again, you guys go watch this whole thing on Hunter S. True Crime.
The mother of Lilly and Jack Sullivan, who have been missing for over 5 months, released a statement, a written statement. I'm going to read what she had to say for those who didn't see this yet. As a mother, I love my children more than life itself and feel so heartbroken not being able to hold my 2 children, Lilly and Jack, kiss them, breathe in their scent, or tuck them into bed, dress them, wake up to their sweet smiling faces. The longing I have for them to come back home to me is a greater feeling that I could never imagine feeling or put into words how I am feeling. There is not one single day, minute, or second that goes by that I am not thinking of them. I walk into a store and all I see is things they love that I want to get for them when they come home. The candy they like, the clothes they wear, the toys they love, All I see is them. I so desperately just want them home safe and sound, back into my arms where I will never let them go. I am truly traumatized not being able to hear the sweet sound of their voices, their laugh when they would sing a Gabby's Dollhouse song that now only makes me cry when I hear it, because all I hear is Lily and Jack singing along. Not being able to breathe in their scent when I embrace them tightly, I don't want these moments to be memories. I want my babies back home, my Lily Mae and Jackie. The pure pain I suffer of just not knowing where they are has impacted my life and Meadows and my family in the most devastating way. Life feels extremely hard to keep going. With no answers, it is just pure lostness. Like I can no longer feel at home anymore. No matter how lost I feel, I have not ever given up hope that my children will be returned. I have all of the faith and hope that I will see them again. Please, anyone with information, come forward. Please do not be afraid to use your voice to help bring home Lily and Jack. Even the smallest details are crucial. She goes on to say, I will never stop searching for my children until they are found and brought home safe and sound. Someone somewhere knows something, so please help bring my babies home. To the incredible volunteers, searchers, investigators, and compassionate strangers who have stood beside us, thank you. You've shown me that love, kindness, and compassion still shine even in the darkest times. Everything you've done has not gone unnoticed. Thank you with deepest gratitude, Malaya Brooks Murray.
For the first time, we're hearing detailed accounts from neighbors who were awake in the quiet hours before 4-year-old Jack and 6-year-old Lily Sullivan disappeared. According to court documents, neighbor Brad Wong told police he heard a loud vehicle coming and going 3 or 4 times.
That is a good point. Where is truth? The letter, though, make everyone else find them but her. You think that Cheryl wrote it? It kind of smelled more of AI to me. I don't know. It was a little bit too, I don't know, descriptive, I guess. This is the most ignorant sounding thing I've ever heard in my life, in my opinion. Maybe her penmanship, but I don't believe they're her words. Same. Same, same. So we're all very frustrated most of the time, so let's just keep it cool, you guys. I mean, if the spelling is terrible, who else do we know has terrible spelling? Hmm? It was not Chrissy that originally read it. It was Angeline or sorry, Angela, her assistant, right? Um, just a question. Cheryl didn't see Malaya for several years before Jack and Lily went missing. Depends what you listen to, because early on we heard that she had no contact for 2 years, and then more recently she's been saying, well, she liked making cookies with Lily, and Lily liked to scream, and she got very excited, like she knew this child well. But everything that I had ever heard and learned up until recently was that nobody had contact for 2 years, which would have put Lily at 3, 4 years old, Jack at 1, 2 years old. So, I don't know. I think AI would know list. Yeah. Yeah. I lostness, yeah, I think that, I I don't even know how to say it, but I think that it's more than likely, Malaya was maybe dictating to her friend, and her friend was the one doing the writing. I don't know. Cheryl saying that was her favorite blanket really confused me. She said she hadn't seen her in 2 years. No contact, very strange that has now changed. Yep. Very strange. Let's continue listening to this Brad Wong piece.
times after midnight and into the early hours of the morning. Wong said his house is at an elevated position from the children's home on Gairloch Road in Lansdowne, and he could see vehicle lights over the treetops. He said the vehicle would drive off in the distance, and he could hear it stop and then return. He said it remained in earshot the entire time. Another neighbor, Justin Smith, told RCMP that at 1:30 a.m., he heard a car turn around by the railroad tracks near the area of Gairloch Road and Lansdowne Station Road. He said it made a noise, then the vehicle was quiet for about 2 minutes, then drove off towards Lairg Road. Smith told police he later spoke with Wong, who informed him the vehicle was the children's stepfather, Daniel Martel. The court records also detail Martel's account of the evening. He told police he went to bed fairly early and didn't wake up until light the next morning.
The night they were seen on camera, they were seen on Thursday. They were seen at Dollarama, and then we went to Acropole. You know, we got some food and then brought it home. When we got home, it was a little bit before 4 o'clock, and I went outside and helped Mom work on the fence. Took me a little while to find all my tools and stuff, but then, you know, after I got my drill and everything else, and I helped Mom work on the fence for quite a few hours until it was just coming on to dark. And then after it was dark, I came back inside. What I remember, the kids were sleeping, but when you're looking back in time, Daniel, it's hard to, you know, kind of remember everything and get a feeling for how the night really was, because it just seemed like a normal night, right? When I came inside, I thought the kids were sleeping, and I could have swore they were sleeping, but it says in the documents that she had them up till 9 or 10 at night. I don't remember them being up that late, so I'll tell you that. I went to bed actually a lot later than Malaya did, I think. Like, Malaya was already asleep when I came into bed. I remember flicking on the light for the kids at 12 at night, or a little bit after 12, so a little bit after midnight, and both of the kids were fast asleep under the covers. So, but I never get a chance to see what clothing they were wearing because the blankets were up on them, right?
Did you see the backpack?
I don't remember the backpack, the strawberry backpack, but that was always in Lily's room, right?
Okay.
Like
And
that was always in Lily's room. Like she never took it out of there, right? That was her backpack for. It wasn't a school backpack. I know a lot of people think that, but
Yeah.
she actually had a pink LOL doll, like for school, and that was her. And the backpack she ended up taking was the one that we bought for when she took to her grandmother's, right? Which would be Cindy Murray.
So when she goes on trips, this was the backpack for trips.
Yeah. She didn't take her school backpack. She took her one that she takes on trips.
Interesting.
Trips or overnight trips or to go to visit. She would use that backpack.
Documents said the children's mother, Malaya Brooks Murray, told police she went to bed around 9 p.m. She said Martel stayed up and she doesn't know what he did. And in a phone interview Friday, Martel said no one from the family left the property that night and they did not have any visitors. Brooks Murray has not responded to our request for comment.
Jack's 5th birthday. It's something that he should be here to celebrate in person. We shouldn't be where we are. So it's very important that we had the time to do this.
40 people gathered outside the Stellarton RCMP detachment to hear poems, speeches, and shed tears for the 2 young children, all while holding on to hope.
Both of them deserve better. We deserve answers. They need to be brought back home safe. It's been 6 months, too long.
I didn't miss the first vigil, and I would definitely not miss this one. Definitely not on Jack's birthday. It's an important date for everybody over the last 6 months, and I wouldn't miss this for the world.
Brooks Murray did not attend the vigil. Her family says she quietly marked Jack's birthday with her mother, and gifts from the vigil would be delivered to her. The children's paternal grandmother, Belinda Gray, says she appreciates the outpouring of support.
This is my birthday promise to Jack. Every step is a prayer whispered to him. He hoped that a search may help our hearts to mend. He holds steadfast the pictures of Lilly and Jack, seeking answers to bringing them back. Our love, like ribbons, spreads throughout woods of Lansdowne with searchers about. With every sunrise, I renew my vow to find their sweet faces, not knowing how. No distance or time can sever this old. The story of our love has yet to unfold. Our spirits are compassed with a needle set true. It points to our grandchildren, and if I may, it points to you. We will walk every trail, every creek and river, with this grandmother's love and with all of you. Our search for Jack and Lilly will always push through, for grandparents' promise is etched in the soul. And I'll search for our grandchildren, no matter the toll. People have beautiful hearts, and I know if we give them a chance, everybody can help. And everybody wants to help. So I think this is beautiful.
Everything's been searched.
So yeah, there's that. I don't know. Does anybody have anything based on what some of the stuff that we just watched, like the interviews and stuff, and some of the things that were said very, very, very early on, compared to things that we've heard now from Daniel, Janie? That's about it, really. Maybe Cheryl, Haley, and yeah, you guys are right. Where is Haley? Um, I don't want to speculate on that, but yeah, no. Who knows? Where's Haley? Um, Cheryl knows what happened. I think the more people that know, it gets less and less likely to be able to keep the secret for this long. So I disagree with that. I don't think this was this was before any kind of voice clips were leaked. I don't think that that is accurate based on other things that I saw at the time around the same time frame. I think that Haley and Cheryl were very much united at that point. Yes. I did get a book from one of my nice viewers as a birthday gift. Again, it is The Anatomy of a Cover-Up. The truth about the RCMP and the Nova Scotia massacre. So far, so good. So far, so good. Really sad that Lily's birthday was ignored because the adults couldn't adult for a day, right? I mean, nobody did anything. There were a couple of online birthday, I guess, acknowledgements to acknowledge that, look, Lily is still missing and it's her birthday today, but that's all we could do. Whereas Haley, we haven't heard from her lately, just wondering, that's all. I think we're all wondering. Hearsay is that Malaya's camp doesn't want her talking. Total hearsay, but based on what we've seen, I think that's fair to think. Nova Scotia, not all, just started to roll out body cams last year, and it was just a few detachments that had them. It was a trail run. I think I would want nothing to do with social media after what Mike Demand told the world about a personal matter. Belinda is the best talker and voice for the children. Whoever did the act knew they had to keep the secret for life, so a year is nothing to them. But that's not what I'm saying. I understand that whoever knows is going to keep the secret, but the more people that know, the less likely it is to keep the secret so well hidden for this long. Malaya has never been to a vigil. No. I believe Jack's birthday vigil, she was making cupcakes with Meadow. Huh. Thank you for that. Appreciate that. Anybody else? Ron, thank you for that. But you forget I got the short bus now. I got room for all of you and Joe Neal with all of his guinea pigs. All of you. Very frustrating state that we're in, I think, in the case. No information coming out. And we literally have to rely on each other to have conversations that can, you know, not even I think for the most part we do have open minds. A lot of people are like, no, this is my opinion and I'm not moving on it, but you're still able to respectfully discuss other stuff with us. And it's important. But as time goes on, the more and more frustrated that everybody's getting because we just want to know where are Jack and Lily? What could have happened to them? And you know, I, other than that, I don't know what else to say. And we don't incite violence here. Teabag is live. Good for her. Sunny is going live in like, I don't know. Does anybody know what time Sunny goes live? Let's check together. Because I know I'm scheduled to show up at 5 o'clock-ish. Where do we keep these? Oh, at 4:30. So you got like 50 minutes. How did you guys know I was going to be on there? It just says special guests. And you guys are saying that's cute. Anyways, I don't know how anybody found out that I was going to go up there, but I'm doing that. Gonna do that. And this book is opening my eyes. It is opening my eyes for sure. But we have no choice but to keep the faith that they are on top of it and they are looking into all the leads and we're going to continue talking about it. And we'll see what happens on Sundays tonight and hopefully we'll have more to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow's Saturday. No promises, but I will try to be here. And other than that, you guys, Harley is sleeping on the floor behind me. Can you see him? He's down there. He is alive. But anyways, she said who she was inviting, did she? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's not a real car, Ron. You'll be okay. It's not a car at all. It's a bus. It is interesting. It's very interesting. And now I want to get his first book that, what was it? 22 shots or something? I can't remember what it's called, but he had a book that came out before that. So I'm not putting that up, little black bear. I don't want to be accused of any shit. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to my wine that I drink. It's really warm now. I don't know. I don't even like Mio. I just thought it would be funny since, people don't drink yet they have wine all the time. 22 murders, thank you. Anyways, you guys have a terrific night. I will see you over at Sunny's. Stop in, just say hi. Even if you don't regularly watch, just pop in about an hour and I will see you all then. And have a great night. Thanks for being here. Bye.